It's the dead of winter, the snow is deep, and we're winter camping today. It's my first time ice fishing. We're gonna try 3 different methods. We're gonna see if we can catch some trout. We're gonna cook it up if we can, and it's gonna be a fun one, so let's go. We've each got about 25 pounds of gear in our backpacks, and then we're pulling the hot tent in the sled. We're going to be camping on top of the ice. Kiro's loving this. There is no one here. We're camping right on the solid ice, and it's gonna drop to -20 Celsius overnight. Kiro, buddy! Kiro's got his jacket on and he is ready to go on an adventure. Look at him go. Oh, he loves this. Look how wide open this lake is. There's no one here. But this lake is known for having really good trout, so fingers crossed. We need to test how deep the ice is before we go out any further. Oh, that's deep. And we hit water.
It's about 1.5 feet.
That will not melt through our hot tent overnight. We got a snowbeard, Kiro. Oh.
We're gonna move it.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah.
Good shoulder workout. Oh, got it.
Needs more salt.
So we've got our stuff laid out here. Holes right there, and I'm gonna start setting up the tent right here. Well, I'm getting the tent set up. Parker's gonna set up our first trap, and so the way this works is there's line on this reel here. We're gonna drop it down. So the idea is that the fish would bite it, this would move, and the flag would pop up, and we know we got one for dinner. And for bait, we're using raw shrimp. It can't be the pink stuff, it's gotta be the black shrimp. And Parker has been marinating this in water, salt, and sugar to give it some extra flavor to try to attract some fish. And there's red food dye in there, so it's super bright. Hopefully they'll be able to see it. We've never done this, but we've heard it'll work. Woo, baby! We got some more work to do. This is a big tent. So we've got Musher's Secret. It feels basically just like a Vaseline or petroleum jelly. And you put it on the bottom of the dog's feet. Let me see if and that prevents the snow from burning their paws or from the snow being packed in between the toes. Shoes don't really stay on his feet, so this is a good alternative. So we're setting up the tent, and we forgot to bring an axe, which we need as a hammer to put the pegs into the ice. So Parker's gonna go back to the truck, and Kiro and I are gonna walk to this island that we see and collect some firewood and also something to make one of our fishing contraptions. But first, I think I need some sun protection. All right, I'm ready for an expedition now. It is such a beautiful day out today. I gave Kiro a little snack before we head out. So he's over there. We've got the fish all rigged up. Come on, Kiro. Wow, this snow is deep. Kiro has to follow his own trail back. While we're here, I'm gonna try and find a stick that can be our fishing rod. All right, this is not working. We're walking through a field of sticks right now, and we're burning a lot of energy. This must be the shoreline, and there's so many giant logs that we have to step over. Kiro, go back to the shelter. Go back. Go back to the shelter. I need snowshoes. We've got some interesting firewood for tonight, so we're not going to need to collect a bunch of wood. The sun is setting right now. The part that takes the longest about winter camping is processing the firewood. So we've got some small condensed wood, some briquette. That's gonna save us a lot of time so we can focus on making some good food and catching some fish. And it's also good if you're winter camping in a spot that doesn't have access to a ton of firewood. Okay, the axe didn't work to get the pegs into the ice because the pegs are just bending. So we looped them through, and then we're taking water from the hole and putting it over and really packing it down so that it freezes, essentially forming an ice block and holding our pegs down. Is it working?
I think so.
Oh, thank goodness. If you touch these pegs with your bare skin, it would stick to you. So you gotta be really careful. You do not want to touch that with your skin. We let the peg solidify for a couple of seconds. Okay, I'm gonna start working on the cot so that we can get Kiro up out of the snow so he's not laying in the cold. We're in survival mode right now. The wind is starting to pick up and Kiro is cold, I can tell. Don't want to drop these and get snow in the hole because you won't be able to get them back out when it's this cold, at least. One of the sticks are super bent. I don't know how that would have happened.
Oh, the sun.
Oh, that sun feels so good. Kiro, here you go. Oh. I'm so excited to get this stove going. Parker's getting the guy lines down so that we've got some more headspace in here. Hey. I'm gonna get my bed set up so Kiro's nice and warm. We brought the whole pack of briquettes because we're gonna be out here for a while. And one of my first videos, I used bigger briquettes and then I found these at a little local store. They're gonna be perfect because they'll actually fit in the stove without breaking them down. I'm gonna line the bottom with some leftover paper. Got cotton balls soaked in petroleum jelly as per usual. Spread it apart. Alright, put that in. That's what catches the flame. I'm not sure how easily these briquettes are going to light. Alright, we got a light. Up a little bit of condensed wood fire starter in there. And this is gonna fit in perfectly. Oh, that's so exciting. Wow, it's cold. My breath. Look like I'm smoking. That's just because it's so cold. Oh, Kiro here's a bird. Good boy, Kiro.
Good boy.
Yeah, you crows don't come around these parts. So we've come to a conclusion that we only have a couple blocks of fire starter, and if this briquette doesn't light for whatever reason, we could be in some trouble, and we cannot let this fire go out. So we have to continuously time how long one of those burns for, because if the fire goes out, we're gonna have to hike out to the truck. It's way too cold to camp out here with the gear that we have without a fire going. I have little micro spikes on my boots, and now I have a sort of high heel shoe. The next issue that we have is we brought pancakes for the morning. Parker was nice enough to put them in his bag and exploded. Our water is also all freezing over. It is no joke coming out here in the winter when it is this cold. The sun is about to disappear behind those trees, and as soon as it does, it's going to almost be unbearable outside of the hot tent. And it's officially -10 on the thermometer. So this is our first fishing setup. The hole keeps freezing over. And then we have our second setup, which is an actual ice fishing rod. So this was about $30 preset with the line. Oh, that's totally frozen. Oh, I just got my finger wet. So we've got the same shrimp bait on this line. This was $30. This was $15. And we were gonna do another setup with a stick, but honestly, we just have to focus on getting that fire going and staying warm and cleaning up this pancake mix that exploded in Parker's bag. Fish on!
Oh.
No! Dang, Flabbit! Our fire went out. Oh god! Oh, my crampon just came off. Oh god. The sun is setting and it's so beautiful out here. It's almost hit -20 Celsius out here. It is freezing, and I'm gonna toss the drone up in the air so we can see the sunset. Thank you to DJI for sponsoring today's video. The DJI Flip is their newest entry-level drone. It is as light as an apple and weighs only 249 grams, which means you don't need a license to fly it in most regions. And one of the coolest features is the palm takeoff. No remote needed and no flat grounds. You can't do this with all the drones. You don't need a remote for this. It has subject tracking.
3, 2, 1.
And now it's gonna follow me. It has a bunch of different shooting sections, so it can follow you, it can go in a circle, it can do a boomerang.
Circle.
It truly is so beginner friendly and it's just so fun to use. It's one of the only drones with full cover propeller guards. You can just stick it in your bag and you don't have to finick with the propellers. It's durable, lightweight, amazing 4K quality. This is seriously such an amazing drone and one of my favorite products that I've ever been sponsored by on this channel. So thank you so much for DJI for supporting this video. And if you want to check it out, check out the description. Okay, I'm getting out of this forest and going back to the lake portion of this video. The line is going to freeze in the hole overnight, so we've got to take it out. No luck tonight, but I think we're going to try again in the morning. Oh my god, so that is the raw shrimp, and we've got a piece of ice. Oh my god, your axe almost went down the hole. Alright, this is gonna stay in here overnight. I don't know how we're gonna get it up in the morning if it's rock solid. Shouldn't this come up? Okay, last thing. Something's in here. It's officially hit -20 Celsius, 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Finally, I can take off my boots. Winter hiking boots are not enough for -20 when you're ice fishing, let me tell you that. Now that it's warming up in here, it's already almost about 0 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, this wood definitely doesn't burn as hot as the regular wood. Regular wood, it was like piping in here.
We need to get dinner going. I'm gonna give Kiro his food, but we're doing some noodles. We boiled water in one pot and now we're transferring it to another pot. I just went to go pour my Nalgene in my pot and it was frozen. You just put it near the fire for the noodles. And then in that packet it comes with a soy sauce. We pre-cooked some chicken thighs at home and we hard boiled some eggs. They look kind of gross in here, but they're gonna be good. This is a very small tent, so to have 2 people, a dog, cooking and trying to film, it's a bit tight. Cut some pieces of sourdough. We're just keeping by the fire. This pot is awesome. It's got a little spout. Honestly, not the most beautiful thing I've ever ate in a tent, but anything warm is just going to taste good right now, I think so. Parker was making a good point. I've never owned an ice auger, but we did invest in one. Ice fishing is just a bonus. The best part of having the auger is that we have access to water because it takes so long to boil down snow. One pot of snow is only going to produce about that much water and you have to keep going outside. So having access to a hole on a frozen lake makes water a lot easier. I gotta say, I think this is the coldest I've ever been camping. It's at least -20 Celsius out there. I think even colder, especially with the wind chill. We can still see our breath from inside the hot tent. These condensed wood blocks do not let off anywhere as close to as much heat as real wood. And I'm sort of kicking myself in the head for that. It is like -5 degrees Celsius in here, so I mean, that does track for how much warmer it gets in a hot tent versus outside, but we're okay because we have these big sleeping bags and we know we can stay in them for the rest of the night. But it's Kiro that I really worry about because he's warm right now, but if he gets up and moves around when I'm sleeping, kicks off the blankets, I mean, this isn't something to mess around with coming out here in this cold of weather. You see someone do it online and you want to try it, and just be so careful and be so prepared. I am complaining a lot in this video. I am so sorry. This isn't one of my favorite trips. They can't all be 10s. Watching Stand By Me. On this side of the tent, I would say it's about -5. On this side of the tent, I'll show you. We gave Kiro some options on where he wanted to sleep. I was thinking he would sleep on my sleeping pad, but he wants to be in the middle of us, and he's got 2 foam pads. He's got a wool blanket and a sleeping bag underneath him, and then he has a down jacket being used as a sleeping bag, and then I've put the wool on him a little bit, and then of course his 2 jackets. And then at the very back of the tent, it is -10 Celsius. Normally I would do a night shot and get out there, but I didn't even have hot chocolate tonight, so that I didn't have to go to the bathroom and I don't have to go outside. -30? Oh, that's a flame now. We had some of that stick I brought over originally, and it's now caught on fire and is making the condensed wood light so much more. We are debating on trekking over to that little teepee structure and taking the wood. Those condensed wood blocks are just not putting off the heat that we thought it would, and that it normally does when we have real wood. I think the key is condensed wood mixed with the real wood so that it stays lit for longer, but it burns hotter. We've decided to go get some wood. We can't suffer any longer. Look at the ice crystals. Any fish? Not on the auger. Get in there, crazy. This one. Okay, I don't know what this structure is, but it was a heaven sent, and we still left it so that it still kind of looks like what it was supposed to be, but now we're going to be a lot warmer. Learn from this mistake. There's our glowing tent. We're feeling a lot better now. That was the best plan that we could have done. Kiro is sleeping tight. We have water on the pot. Just put some of that warm water in my second Nalgene, and it's behind Kiro's back underneath his down jacket. And yeah, we're just gonna keep switching out warm Nalgenes throughout the night if it gets too cold for Kiro. We're cozy. Now we can watch our movie and not worry about it. I was freaking out a little bit in my earlier videos. Good morning. That was a rough night. We're gonna make some pancakes and coffee and see what we're working with outside. Tiny little pancake bites. This is what it looks like to pour boiling hot water when it's -20 degrees outside. Ta-da! My nose hairs are frozen. We gotta pack up and get the heck out of here. Everything crystallized overnight, of course. Fishing holes fully iced over, and you'd never even know it was a hole before. Chair is fully crystallized. My valve for my sleeping pad is completely frozen, so we're gonna try and leave it close to the stove. Oh, got it. This is normally a backpacking sleeping pad. This is as small as I can get it. Now this is gonna require a lot of maintenance. I'm gonna have to hang it inside somewhere where it can dry to get all this snow off and so that it doesn't get moldy. Didn't even catch any fish, man. Look at my hair, it's crystallizing. Oh my God, it's stuck together. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. My GoPro battery was on full about 10 seconds ago and it's so cold that it's dying, so I don't know why it's beeping at me, but this is too cold. I don't think I can bring Kiro back out in this condition. We'll see ya in the next one. I'm doing this with my slippers, by the way. It's so much warmer. My favorite post-camping meal, Wendy's. And today, Kiro has definitely earned his own. Okay, now we'll see you in the next one.